Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. Hope you're all doing okay this morning. So here we are again. It's Thursday, lockdown storytelling time. If you haven't seen any of my previous storytellings, I'll just let you know that we are reading Calm the F Down by Sarah Knight. It's a bit of a self-help book with a lot of humour thrown in there as well. But it's really interesting. I'm really enjoying reading it, and I hope you guys are enjoying listening to it. So let's get cracking. Get yourselves comfy, and I will carry on where we left off yesterday. Okay. Realistic ideal outcome number 2. The speciality items must be replaced ASAP. Your whole trip is meaningless without them. Triage and tackle. You have zero faith in the airline to straighten this out in a timely fashion. So rather than waste precious hours and battery life on the horn to customer service, you make a list of the most urgent replaceable items in your suitcase and a plan to acquire them. For example, chargers first. Good luck finding your way around without the official convention app. You'll be drifting through Bartle Hall Convention Centre like one of Wesley Crusher's neutrinos. Spock is. Your best bet is probably to hop on the Trekfest Slack channel and ask if anyone brought spares, for which you will still need internet connectivity, hence a charged phone or laptop. Febreze. Luckily, you wore your Federation blues on the plane, but they could use a little freshening up before you put them on again tomorrow. Too bad about your favourite PJs and that cat pick, but you can sleep naked. And now that your phone is charged, you can FaceTime the cat sitter to say hi to Chairman Meow when you wake up tomorrow. Just keep the sheets pulled up tight. The chairman doesn't need to see all that. Congrats. Shit happened, but you calmed down, took stock of the situation, determined your realistic ideal outcome, and triaged the elements. And in doing so, set yourself up for the best case scenario in this worst case suitcase debacle. Live long and prosper. The realistic ideal outcome 2, Rashida's birthday bash. The speciality items must be replaced ASAP. Your whole trip is meaningless without them. Chargers first. This whole debacle basically exists to be chronicled on Instagram stories. Rashida's birthday gift. You're already going to be in trouble for misplacing your party t-shirt. They're all going to think you made up the whole lost luggage story just to get out of wearing it, which, come to think of it, well, anyway, you cannot show up empty-handed. The Jiju Miu was for her, by the way, so that's one more reason to get your smartphone up and running. You'll need to find the closest sex shop and summon a lift to get you there. Next stop, the mall. At a bare minimum, you need a party dress and a pair of shoes. The Uggs you wore on the flight won't cut it. Depending on how much those and the replacement gifts run you, you might try to pick up a cheap bikini and a sundress to get you through the weekend. The hotel will have toiletries, but don't forget to buy sunscreen. Skincare is important. It's too bad about your PJs. That 24-year-old shirt was the longest, most faithful relationship you've had. Oh well, with your new dress and attitude adjustment, maybe you'll meet another 24-year-old this weekend who can take your mind off it. Congrats. Shit happened, but you calmed down, took stock of the situation, determined your realistic ideal outcome, and triaged the elements. And in doing so, set yourself up for the best case scenario in this worst case suitcase debacle. Margaritas on me. Realistic ideal outcome 2, the business trip. Chargers first. It's not just your phone. Your laptop cord was in that suitcase too. And if you don't get up and running soon, your boss will see to it that you get the business end of this business trip. Speciality item number 1. If you can't find a replacement ugly Lucite statue thingy, what are you going to stare at on Helen's desk during your extremely awkward exit interview? Speciality item number 2. Assuming you managed to source the award, you're going to have to bring it with you to the black tie dinner in Ballroom A. for which you need a temporary tuxedo and all the trimmings. Sadly, the awesome martini glasses, bow tie and olive cufflinks you packed are MIA, so you'll have to make do with the standard issue rentals. On the bright side, this will make it easier to blend into the crowd while you drown your lost suitcase sorrows in unlimited shrimp cocktail. Congrats! Shit happened, but you calmed down, took stock of the situation, determined your realistic ideal outcome, and triaged the elements. And in doing so, set yourself up for the best case scenario in this worst case suitcase debacle. Helen from HR would be proud. Realistic ideal outcome number 2, Northeastern Regionals. Charges first. You'll be even more helpless trying to navigate rural Pennsylvania without Google Maps. Bowling shoes. You're unlikely to find another pair as loyal and lucky as the ones you packed, but it's against league rules to bowl barefoot, and you're not leaving your fate as the hookball king to a set of rentals. The team mascot, Strike. The taxidermied rattlesnake joins you at every road tournament, and it was your turn to pack her. Come to think of it, it's possible your bag has been confiscated by airport authorities for this very reason. To be honest, you're unlikely to solve this problem, but at least you're no longer trying to pretend it never happened. Strike deserves better than that. You're still down your favourite PJs, but if you win this weekend, the prize money will more than cover a new set of dude-inspired sleepwear. Congrats! Shit happened, but you calmed down, took stock of the situation, determined your realistic ideal outcome, and triaged the elements. And in doing so, set yourself up for the best case scenario in the worst case suitcase debacle. Doesn't it feel good? Realistic ideal outcome number 3, Trekfest. Silly putty and superglue. Neither desperation nor silicone polymers are a good look for anyone. It may be time to admit defeat, cede your MC duties to Corey from Indianapolis, and focus your dwindling freakout funds on getting a good night's sleep. If nothing else, you want to be well rested for the holodeck hoedown on Sunday. Oh, and if you decide you want to take my advice and calm the F down before you try to deal with this shit next time, please feel free to revert to pages 215 or 216. As a wise Vulcan once said, change is the essential process of all existence. You picked sad. I know this is a real blow, especially after you just spent 2 hours watching Lion on the plane. People might think you're sobbing at baggage claim because of that final scene, but really it's because tears are your go-to reaction when shit happens. It's cool. We all have our tells. Some of them are just more mucousy than others. So what exactly was in your bag, the loss of which has brought on the waterworks? Among other things, that I showed up at Rashida's 40th and all I got was perimenopause t-shirt is going to be tough to replace. And your favourite pyjamas. I sense another sob session coming on. And I fully support a quick confab with the emotional puppies. But if you have any hope of salvaging this trip and maybe being reunited with your Samsonite, now you need to crate them up and calm the F down. But how? We need to reboot your mood, choose one of the self-care techniques and see where it takes you. You picked laughter is the best medicine. On the face of it, there is nothing funny about the pickle in which you find yourself, and far be it from me to make light of your situation in an effort to cheer you up. But might it be just a teensy bit amusing to think about the look on the face of the insurance adjuster who has to Google a juju meal in order to approve your claim? When you realised the baggage carousel was empty, your mind leapt immediately to that Hard Rock Daytona Beach extra large t-shirt you've been sleeping in since 1994. You got a little choked up, sure. But I suggest digging a little deeper and recalling the story behind the shirt. That might bring a smile to your face. Now, take a deep breath, connect to the airport Wi-Fi, go to YouTube and search for the following. Hey Cat Hey, Alan, Dogs 1, Nash 0. If none of these do it for you, I give up. You're dead inside. All right, feeling a smidge better. Did you, at the very least, stop crying? Good. Baby steps. Now, would you like to give that other coping mechanism a shot to help you calm down even more? Or just go straight to dealing with it? You picked you're in for a treat. This would be my go-to as well. I don't know what it is about stress or feeling sad that makes me want to engage in some balls to the wall emotional eating, drinking, and shopping. But there you have it, sports fans. If I'm leaving the airport without my suitcase, I'm also leaving it with 3 Cinnabons, a novelty shot glass, and the latest US Weekly. Furthermore, there are worse places to hang out for an hour while the Southwest rep double checks the baggage carts than an airport bar restaurant that serves alcohol, dessert, and an alcoholic dessert. A Bailey's infused brownie sundae never hurt anybody. If you're teetotal, or if savoury treats are more your bag, I have it on good authority that at any given time, an airport contains more cheddar cheese pretzel combos than you are capable of eating. I smell a challenge. And you think about it this way. On one hand, if your bag doesn't materialise, you'll be the odd woman out at Rashida's birthday party. But on the other hand, you have an excuse to shop for a sexy replacement outfit. And while everyone else is wearing their perimenopause t-shirts, you'll be, as Robin Thicke maintains, the hottest bitch in this place. Smiling yet? I hope so. But if you want to get additional self-care on there's more where this came from, or you can go straight to dealing with it, your choice. You decided to wallow. Did you hear that? I think it was a sad trombone. This doesn't bode well for your vacation. You moped through the taxi line, did the worries me dance up to your hotel room, and are considering skipping Rashida's welcome drinks to sit on your bed and cry into the minibar, waiting for Southwest to call. Right now, you're more focused on feeling sorry for yourself than you are on enjoying the girls' weekend you spent good money on, not to mention got waxed for. I tell you to snap out of it, but you already sealed your fate when you turned to this page. Can we all agree that this is no way to fly? Are you sure you wouldn't like to see what's happening over on the flip side? Rashida's birthday bash. Realistic ideal outcome number 3. Call in depressed to welcome drinks and hope one of the girls can lend you an outfit for tomorrow. Well, that's just sad. If you were going to let something like lost luggage send you this deep into the doldrums, I'm not sure you ever had a fighting chance. If someday you get tired of being so easily brought to tears and wish to calm the F down before you try to deal with this shit, and then, actually deal with it, I humbly direct you to pages 251 and 252. Or, and this is a novel idea, you might just want to reread the whole book. A little refresher course never hurt anybody. You picked angry. Simmer down there, Hulk Hogan. I know you're upset, but ramming your empty luggage cart into a wall is not going to win you any points with airport security. What exactly was in your bag that's worth the scene you're about to cause at the United Help Desk? Are you really getting this worked up over a Tuxedo for a Work Trips award ceremony, sorry. Or is it because you were in charge of transporting Helen from HR's Lifetime Achievement Award to this annual shareholders meeting, and now you need a replacement ugly Lasute statue thingy by 5 p.m? Gotcha. This is bullshit. You were literally the first one at the gate for this flight. How the hell did they lose your one and only bag? I don't know, but I do know this. You need to calm down. Oh yeah, and how the hell am I supposed to do that? Well, you have a couple of options, both of which I've outlined on pages 114 to 115. Pick one. You decided to work it out. Good choice. And although Terminal B at LaGuardia is probably not the most opportune place to do a naked cartwheel, there do happen to be endless roomy corridors in which you could hop, skip, or jump your way to calming the F down. Or you could try walking in the wrong direction on one of those people movers. It might get you some dirty looks from your fellow travellers, but at this point, they're lucky they're not getting far worse from you. In addition to physical exertion, this activity requires focus and coordination. Two more things that are better employed in service of calming down than they are directed from your fist to the face of the United rep, who is wholly blameless, but unlucky enough to be on duty tonight. Now, with the remaining charge left on your phone, why didn't you pack your charges in your carry-on? I'll never understand, but we'll deal with that later. May I suggest locating the nearest restroom, locking yourself in a stall, and completing a 10-minute meditation app before you continue on with your evening. You're getting there. The angry juices have exited your body by way of perspiration or deep breathing, and you're feeling pretty calm, all things considered. Did you want to plot some revenge as well, or just go straight to dealing with it? You decided to plot your revenge. Excellent. You're still well and truly pissed off, but you recognise that getting up in anyone's face, directly at least, will probably not serve and may actually impede your end goal of getting your stuff back and or getting out of this airport, not in handcuffs. So once you do manage to exit LGA without a felony assault charge, in what ways might you direct your vengeance? Hypothetically, of course. You can't be sure precisely who mislaid your bag, but that doesn't matter in a hypothetical. Let's say it was that dude at the check-in desk whose brain freeze sent your stuff to Newark instead of Newark. You could find out his home address and sign him up for a lifetime subscription to Girls and Corpses magazine, or have an exact replica of your suitcase delivered to his front door, but instead of your stuff, it's full of glitter and a remote-controlled wind turbine. That was fun, wasn't it? Now it's time to have a calm conversation with the gate agent, hand over your details in case they can locate, and deliver your stuff in time for it to be of any use to you, and get in the taxi line. Unless, did you want to try working it out as well, just in case it suits you even better? Or shall we go straight to dealing with it? Uh-oh, you decided to make it worse. Although you fell short of being thrown in airport jail, barely, you did not conduct yourself in a manner becoming a Platinum Rewards member, that's for sure. You whined, you snarked, you said you've got to be kidding me about 15 times, each progressively louder than the last, and then you demanded to speak to a supervisor. A request to take your grievance up the chain is not in and out of itself a terrible idea, but and it physically pains me to type this, you preceded the entreaty with the words, "Whose friendly skies do I have to fly to get somebody who knows what they're doing around here, Caroline?" and made a very rude gesture to the gate agent. Plus, the 9-year-old kid across the way was taking video. You're going viral in, oh wait, you already have. Your boss, your wife, and your own 9-year-old kid are going to see exactly what you've been up to since you landed. And Caroline, she's going to locate your missing suitcase in the trash room behind the food court, Mexi Joe's. Good luck getting the cumin smell out of your tux. Now, are you sure you wouldn't like to see what's up on the flip side? The business trip. Realistic ideal outcome number 3. Try to not get fired or smell like cheese. Remember when life was simpler and you didn't just put your job and reputation on the line for the sake of venting your frustrations at a perfectly nice gate agent named Caroline, who was just following lost luggage, angry customer protocol? Those were the days. Also, I just saw the YouTube video. It's not looking good for you, bud. You may want to save your pennies on that tux rental. You'll need them to supplement your unemployment benefits. Next time, if you decide you do want to take my advice and calm the F down before you try to deal with shit, give page 256 or 257 a shot. Or maybe just go back to the beginning of the book and start over. Yeah, maybe that. You picked avoidance, aka ostrich mode. Tempting, very tempting. If you close your eyes and pretend like this isn't happening, Maybe it will resolve itself like these things, like these kind of things often, no, never do. Which is why you've decided your best defense is no offense at all. And that is the hill you're prepared to die on, bury your head in. Okay. And I know you've already stopped listening, but can we talk for just a sec about what was in your bag? Your chargers and cables, the team mascot you were babysitting, and your lucky bowling shoes for the Northeastern Regional League Championships aren't going to replace themselves. And avoidance is neither going to solve the mystery of missing luggage nor help you defend your league-leading 5-bagger from last year's semis. You need to calm the F down. I refuse to engage with any of this shit. Does that count as being calm? We've been over this. Avoidance is still a form of freaking out, and you're going to have to deal with it at some point. For now, can I at least convince you to choose a better coping mechanism and see where it takes you? You decided to get alarmed. Your initial instinct was to treat this debacle like the Republican establishment treated Donald Trump in the 2016 primary. Just ignore it and hope it'll go away. And we all know how that turned out. Thanks, guys. Instead, you need to take action. Even if it's just a small step forward, it's better than standing by as a limp-dicked man-child destroys the world. Or, as your lucky bowling shoes get rerouted to Tampa. You may recall from my tip on page 116 that one surefire way to shock yourself into action is by way of an incessant noise. As such, here are some of the ideas to get your head out of the sand and back into the game. Set a deadline. Give yourself, say, 20 minutes to pretend this isn't happening. Set an alarm on your phone or watch, and when it goes off, spring into action like one of Pavlov's pooches. Get thee to the help desk. Or dial up the Econo Lodge right now and request a 7 a.m. wake-up call. Quick, before you can think too hard about it. You can spend the intervening hours in blissful ignorance, but when the handset starts squawking, that's your cue to get a move on. Talk to yourself. Not to be confused with sobbing uncontrollably or screaming at airline employees. A mid-volume mantra can do wonders for your mindset. Resist the urge to retreat inward and repeat after me out loud. I can deal with this shit. I will deal with this shit. Well, would you look at that? You might have some life in you yet. Did you want to try my propose a trade tip too, or just go straight to dealing with it? You decided to propose a trade. I know you, and I know this latest shitstorm isn't the only thing on your must-avoid list these days. So how about we make a deal? If you bite the bullet and march yourself over to the gate agent, start the torturous process of speaking to another human being in hopes of tracking down your bag and getting it delivered to the Econo Lodge in a timely fashion, such that you can avoid having to avoid other extremely enervating activities like shopping for new bowling shoes, then I hereby grant you permission to continue avoiding any one of the following. Investigating those scratching noises coming from behind the wall in the kitchen. Opening that card from your ex. It might not be a birth announcement. It is definitely a birth announcement. Booking a root canal. RSVPing to Stevie's chili cook-off. Stevie's famous recipe is less chili and more hot dog smoothie. What say you? Rapping with Delta customer service seems practically pleasant in comparison to some of those other tasks, eh? So come on, put one foot in front of the other and let's go see a guy about a suitcase, shall we? Then maybe when you get back from the regionals, it'll be time to let Steve down gently while you avoid unpacking said suitcase. But I don't want to rush you. Would you like to try getting alarmed just to see what that's all about, or go straight to dealing with it? Northeastern regionals. You decided to do absolutely nothing, which is why you find yourself wondering what the heck you're supposed to do in Doylestown, PA, for the next 4 days if you can't compete in regionals, because you don't really feel like having to go out and buy new bowling shoes, and you certainly don't want to wear rentals like some kind of amateur. but you also don't have the gumption to rebook your return flight home any earlier. Actually, you're probably not even wondering any of that yet. You're the type who waits for the shitstorm to pause directly overhead and deposit its metaphorical deluge before you can even think about reaching for a metaphorical umbrella. Let me tell you how I think this is going to go. I'm trying really hard not to be judgy, but we've come a long way together, and I hate to see you reverting to your ostrichy ways. I think you're going to fall asleep in this lumpy hotel bed and wake up tomorrow with a dead cell phone and no toothbrush. I hope that one of those outcomes compels you to take action and at least cadge a mini bottle of scope from the sundries shop in the lobby. If they sell phone chargers, so much the better. You do love the path of least resistance. But this is the Econo Lodge, so don't get your hopes up. If they don't, you're either going to keep avoiding dealing with any part of this shit show and waste 4 days eating the best vending machine has to offer before you can go home and continue pretending like it never happened. Or one of your teammates will notice you haven't been replying to his trash talking texts, come looking for you, lend you some clean socks, and physically drag you to Barry's house of bowling wear. You may be hopeless when it comes to dealing with shit, but you're the hook ball king. The team needs you. No matter how it plays out, you still don't have your luggage back because you totally gave up on that, which means your lucky shoes, your favourite pyjamas, and the team mascot, long story, are lost to the same sands of time under which you buried your head for 4 days. Are you sure you wouldn't like to see what's on the flip side? Okay, we're going to finish there. So tomorrow, look, we're actually on the epilogue now. We're right near the end of the book. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I love this book. It just, honestly, some of the stuff I'm reading, I'm just like, oh my God, this is me. This is me. It's all very relevant. I guess that's why my friend bought me it. Anyway, that's it from storytelling this morning. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock to do some more storytelling, but we've got tea and toast coming up in about half an hour-ish. So grab yourselves a cuppa, and if you fancy joining Luke and I for a chat, we'll see you about 11. If not, have a great day, guys, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.